Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my book nook where I talk about all things stories. I am dog sitting for the next like 4 days, so I'm at my mom's house. This vlog I think is probably going to end up being about 2 weeks or so. We'll see. Just because I already have a video filmed, edited, and waiting on YouTube for it to be published on Saturday. So I've got like I'm a week ahead, so this is great. But it is like November 9th, I think. November 8th, 9th. I don't know what day it is. It's Monday. And we're just gonna chill. We're gonna read. And I went and got some new yarn because I want to try creating a beanie with a different blend. So this is a like cotton bamboo blend that I am excited to try and see how that works up, how I like it and all that. It's going to be for my daughter. And then I've got books and whatnot. I have plans for writing. I'm not going to write today just because of the timing of me getting to my mom's house. But for sure, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm thinking about writing. Although I go home on Thursday, so we'll see about that. But I've got YouTube that I'm going to be watching. Probably a lot, like maybe K-dramas, K-pop. I don't know. We'll figure out. But I'm going to crochet. We're going to chill. I have started listening to the audiobook of The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Ali Carter. I don't know why I was blanking on that, but I am super excited for this one. It's described as Knives Out with like a rom-com twist, and that to me just was immediately like hooked me. I was like, absolutely, I need to read this, especially because it's Ali Carter. So Ali Carter wrote a YA series called The Gallagher Girls. The first one is I Tell You I Love You, but then I'd have to kill you. I think that's what it is. And I read that series in like middle school. One of my friends at the time had introduced me to it. Absolutely loved that series. I've reread it a couple times. I own the series. It's at my house. And so when I saw an adult book by her that just like a rom-com, but like mystery, like it just sounded so perfect. So I knew I had to read it. So I'm super excited. Just started that. I'm only like 5% in. I'm not very far in. But I'm really excited for that. So yeah, I'll check in with you guys later. It is now Tuesday night. I don't think I've spoken with you guys since yesterday morning, but that's okay. I have a little bit of an update. We're continuing to work on the beanie. Finally started the second half with the like pink color, so the purple is done. It's much more vibrant and less dusty for both colors than what's showing on camera. But I'm working on that beanie. And then I have been listening to the audiobook, The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Ali Carter. I am officially exactly 25% of the way through. And like the mystery of the story has just started. Or like is in the process of being revealed. Like as we speak. I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and it makes me so excited because I have always loved the idea of reading like a mystery type whodunit, but like also a rom-com like in the mix. It was one of the reasons why I was so excited for, I think it was called My Killer Vacation by Tessa Bailey. But it just didn't quite have the balance between the mystery side of it and the rom-com side of it. Whereas this one, I am loving that balance. And I think part of it is because, at least as of right now, the romance isn't the focus of it. Whereas with My Killer Vacation, the romance was the focus, and the mystery was kind of like the driving force, whereas this one is kind of reversed, whereas the mystery seems to be the driving force of the story with the romance kind of as a subplot. And so I think that's probably where my preferences is going to lie. I'm really curious to see how she nails it. Like I said, I'm only 25% of the way through, but I have read 5 or 6 books from her before because I've read the Gallagher Girls series. I don't think I've read any of her adult works, but I need to. But like I said, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I will give you guys an update tomorrow about like what exactly the story is about, instead of just a little snippet when I have better lighting, because this lighting is not the greatest. So I'll see y'all in the morning. The last time that I spoke with you guys was last night, and I was 25% of the way through The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year, and I am now done. I just finished it. It wasn't my favorite. I did finish it though, so that at least tells you I am not afraid to DNF books. I did finish it, so even if it wasn't my favorite story of all time, it is, in my opinion, still worth finishing. It was not perfect. I personally had issues with the pacing. I felt the first half was so solid. Even the first like 60%, 60, I think the audiobook told me I was about 68%, where I was really starting to have a little bit of struggles with the pacing because it just felt so fast. This romance goes, they market it as enemies to lovers. I say more rivals to lovers, whatever. But either way, to market a rivals to lovers or enemies to lovers romance, and they go from, or at least like perceived, go from being enemies and whatnot to lovers in a day. In 24 hours is wild. I knew that this story was a quick one, like the entire plot, because like at the beginning, like it's almost like a prologue or whatever. It tells you that it's like, I think a couple days after Christmas or Christmas or something like that. And then the next chapter, like chapter 1 starts, and it's like maybe a week prior. So I knew the entire story was super short. But the fact that the bulk of the story takes place over 2 days, wild for that romance to go that fast. Like, I am like in Celeste, it happens and whatnot, but like, wow, that was fast. I definitely prefer slow burns if you couldn't pick up off of that. But yeah, if you can get past that, it is it the greatest mystery of all time? No. Was it still for me enjoyable to read? Yes. Am I going to continue reading Ally Carter's works? Possibly. Like I said, I read her YA series and absolutely loved that. But I haven't read any of her adult books. So I think like if I find a book by her that sounds interesting to me, I would probably read it, but I'm not necessarily going to go out of my way to continue reading her books. But I enjoyed it enough, you know. Also, like with holiday books in general, like Christmassy books, I'm very particular about. I'm not usually the biggest fan of those because they're not as evergreen, you know, and I like a lot more evergreen books, but you know, personal preference. But yeah, finish that. Now I need to figure out a new audiobook to start listening to, like for drives and whatnot. I've got all of my books for the month, like an ebook or physical, so I just need to add a random book into the mix. But hey, I finished one, and I'm pretty happy with that. Now just to keep going, I'm going to continue working on the beanie for a little bit today. Oh, the oven just went off, so I have some food that I'm going to eat. Probably watch a little bit of TV or YouTube or whatnot. I may be right. I need to write. It's been a while. Oven, I heard you the first time. Coming to you with a quick update. It's been a hot minute since I've updated you guys because I finished, I think the last time I was talking with you, I finished a book. And then my dad was in town, so I was hanging out with my dad. But the Change of the Seasons is kicking my butt. My entire family's butts. So today is going to be a super comfy, cozy day, which is why I'm currently in a sweatshirt with the hood up. Because it's just comfortable. I've got my Bombas like slipper socks on. But today is mostly going to be spent resting my voice, so no filming videos or anything like that I had planned. I'm gonna play a little bit of Genshin and reading. I'll give you an update though. So I started the audiobook of Inkheart by Cornelia Funk. This is an author that I loved and read a lot of when I was younger, like when I was in, you know, the middle grade age range. I think the first book I read by her was The Thief Lord, and then I read this series. Absolutely love this trilogy, and so I have since rebought the series because I just want them as part of my collection, because like they're a series that I vividly remember enjoying and loving. I just don't really remember much about them, and even if I don't end up loving the series, I'm definitely going to keep them. But I think I'm about 33-ish% of the way through this one. I forgot to look. But like I said, I own this series, the trilogy now of these books. These are a reread for me. But the short story is we follow our main character, Maggie, and her dad has the ability to bring stories to life, like basically pulling characters from stories into the real world. So that's what this is about. This is a reread. I'm so far enjoying it, which I was surprised to hear that I would be enjoying this. And then the second is I am doing the ebook. This is my Kindle. This is just my case that I absolutely love. I am reading on my Kindle Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison. And that is just a Hallmark movie in a book. That is what it is, a Hallmark movie in a book. If that does not sound appealing to you, don't read it. I don't know what it was, but like that just sounded very fun to me right now. And so I'm really enjoying it. But our main character owns a Christmas tree farm, and she's going to be on some sort of show. And she and her best friend are basically going to fake date for this show to basically pretend to be boyfriend and girlfriend. And both of them have feelings for each other, but they haven't told the other. And that's basically the story. And I'm loving it. But yeah, I think I'm also about 15% of the way into that book. I don't quite remember. But my voice is clearly already going, so I'm going to rest it and I'll check in with y'all later. Let's talk about this book. These books are unnecessarily long. I don't know if I remembered this when I was reading this, but like these books, why are middle grade books so thick? Like this book does not need to be as long as it is. I am currently now listening to the story at like 2.5 times speed, possibly even going up to 3 times speed, because part of me is like, I just want to be done. I might just DNF it. We'll see. But I'm like, I think like halfway through this book. But like middle grade books do not need to be this long. Like this one, granted, like it's a smidge shorter, but it's over 500 pages. No, why does it middle grade books are for like elementary school age kids. They don't need books that thick. Like, come on. Like, let's think about it this way. This is like mass market paperback, even shorter. And this is still thinner, less pages on this. And this is for adults. I don't get it. Listen, we'll probably complain about this when I actually have a better voice and whatnot. I'm going to go play Genshin. I'll see y'all later because my book updates they're not great right now. I'll see y'all later. Today is going to be kind of a weird day. So I have the house to myself. And so on days that I have the house to myself, I try to be like really productive. And there's 2 things that I kind of want to try to accomplish today. I want to try there's a reading goal slash challenge that I want to give myself, but also writing. I need to work on my next draft of my novel. There are some plot changes and character changes that are happening that I need to make in this draft. So I really want to get this done because I want to publish this novel next year. It's very possible to publish it next year. I just also want to make sure it's like at a quality that I feel happy with publishing. But the goal is to publish it next year. I am working with my cover designer / artist right now. And like my friends who are kind of like my beta readers or like alpha readers or whatever, and we're all in agreement. Like my goal is next year. I have a unofficial like kind of launch month that I haven't told anybody about yet, but I do have like a date in my head, which means I do want to start marketing for it soon. But I also want to for sure get through this current draft and solidify a deadline with my cover artist, because that will be part of the marketing, is the cover reveal and all of that. But that is, one goal. Luckily, I have technically a version of the story that I could publish now. It's not what I want it to be, but it is there. So it's not like, oh my gosh, I have to finish the first draft still. But anyways, so I would love to do that. But before I do that, we got to do some reading. So this is my Kindle. And I pulled up where I'm currently on Love Light Farms because I've been reading that. And that is due back at my library, I think in 2 days. And I really I'm enjoying this book. I'm thoroughly enjoying it, but I haven't been prioritizing reading. I've been doing other things. I also did start a new beanie as well, but that's something I'm trying to do while I'm multitasking, and I'll see if I can crochet and read off of my Kindle at the same time, because what page was I? I was on chapter 6. There we go. Okay. That is something that I think I can do because this is a project that I've made a million times over. It's a stitch that I'm extremely comfortable with, and for the most part I can kind of blind crochet it. So I'm hoping I'll be able to crochet and read at the same time. If not, the priority is to read. I am currently on chapter 6, 18% according to this, page 54. My goal for today, knowing I have the house to myself, is at least 60% before I go to bed today. I do need to hop on Genshin just to do my dailies and whatnot because I really need Baiju. Baiju is my main healer right now, so I would love a constellation for him. I did also just watch the Stray Kids intro video for their Duet album, and I said it last time and I'm gonna say it again. I am obsessed with this like podcast style intro that they are doing. I love it so much. I really do hope they continue doing this. I would love more of these. It's just absolutely great. They're very well done as well. I absolutely love them, thoroughly enjoy it. I want more of them. But that's when I started the beanie, is while watching that. So which, by the way, the album comes out technically on the 21st. However, due to time zones, if it did what it did for the Karma album, which I'm sure it will, that means for me, it comes out tomorrow, like tomorrow evening. However, I live in a state that doesn't do daylight savings. So I think if I'm doing my math correctly, like if I'm going in the correct direction, I think that means for me, it'll be launching at 10 p.m. versus 9 p.m. because I'm no longer on the California times right now. I'm in Mountain Standard right now. So I think it's launching at 10 p.m. my time tomorrow. I will verify that with my best friend. I recorded clips and reactions to me and whatnot to the album last time, but I just ended up deleting it. I didn't post it or anything, but it was a blast. My best friend and I, we stayed up, like, granted, stayed up. We were still awake, but like, we kind of did like almost like a midnight lunch party together, like listening to it and talking and texting each other while it was happening. It was great. It was fun. Probably going to do the same thing again for this album. My best friend also gifted me a version, like an album. I believe that's the Target exclusive. So whenever that comes in, I'm absolutely filming an unboxing and whatnot. And so yeah, that is definitely something that I'm going to film. I don't know if I'm going to put it in this vlog or if it's going to be its own thing. We're going to see how long this video is and whatnot, but I'll probably throw it in here because why not? But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. But in order to be able to thoroughly enjoy the album tomorrow evening and not worry about like doing other things, I want to make sure that I can get my reading done beforehand and whatnot. So that way, like I could just like nerd out at the end of the day and just listen to music and whatnot. So yeah, today I want to get to at least 60%, ideally 70% or even finish the book because it's very positive. It's like I basically have 300 pages left. I can do that. So we'll see how far in I get today. I would like to also work on my writing today, if not for sure tomorrow. Those are kind of the big goals that I have right now. So we'll see where the day takes me. It's pretty early in the day still, so I've got my coffee, I've got my book. So we'll just hunker down and actually be productive and be correct lane today. We're not going to take any side quests, hopefully. It is now Saturday morning. I don't think I've talked with you since Tuesday. A lot has happened. Hopefully I can recap it all and remember my timeline of the week correctly. But I was reading Inkheart. I think I mentioned that in my last video. And I have decided to DNF that. There's just no reason. I'm still going to keep the books because for me they are like collectibles because like they were childhood favorites and whatnot. But I just don't care enough to keep reading. So I DNF that. Love Light Farms, I did finish. I did switch over to the audiobook, and so that helped me. But I did finish that. So absolutely loved it. I have that on my like TBR like wish list of books to buy for my collection. And in the spring, I will be transitioning to In the Weeds. I believe that's the spring one. That's the one I own physically. So I'll read that in the spring. And then I started The Serpent and the Wings of Night. Look at this. Look how pretty the hardcover is. Like, just this is the naked hardcover. Just absolutely. I don't know if this was a special edition because I found this at a little free library, but this is stunning, and I absolutely really hope that, like, right now I am on chapter 13, so I'm at page 104. So I'm at page 104. Absolutely loving it. I am loving this so much. So currently absolutely loving it. Zipping through it. I will probably have this finished within the next couple of days for sure before Thanksgiving. And I can easily foresee myself reading the rest of the series. But yeah, here's the dust jacket. I always take the dust jackets off of my books when I read them, like the hardbacks physically. I don't like how the dust jacket feels on my hands, which I understand that this is here to protect this, but I don't like how it feels, so I just don't read with it. They for the most part have them when they're on my bookshelves. Not always, but for the most part they do. But when I'm reading them, I absolutely take it off because I don't like reading with them. But anyways, really, really enjoying this. So I will be continuing to read this. Also, the Stray Kids Do It EP album, whatever, that came out and I listened to it like live with two of my friends at the same time. Like we were listening to it on our own, but we were like in Discord listening to it like when the clock hit the release time. So for me, it was 10 p.m. my time. Another friend, it was, I think, 10 or 11 p.m. for them. And then another friend, it was 9 because we're all in different time zones. And when it hit the shock, like when the clock hit that like hour mark, we all like refreshed and listened. And I have a picture. I 100% understand that this is probably not accurate, but I have a picture that I was able to screenshot that I was the first like on the Do It music video. I understand that I probably wasn't the first like, but I have the picture and it just makes me so happy. Anyways, absolutely loved the EP. Oh my god, I love that album. I'm so like I've listened to that on repeat since it has dropped. And one of my friends that I was listening to it with, they pre-ordered the album, the Target version, for them and myself. So that is coming in the mail, but I don't think that'll be here until after Thanksgiving. I think that's scheduled to be here like December 1st. So whenever that does arrive, I will do an unboxing in probably that week's vlog or something like that. But yeah, I'm so excited. I have been having a great time. So yeah, I've been listening to the album. I've been listening to and also physically reading The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Chris Broadbent. It is a vampire book, but it's also got like trials. Like, oh, like come on. Like, why did I not know? Like, I think I knew this earlier. But like I forgot about it. So basically we follow our main character, Oriah. She is human, and she when she was 5, she was found and basically adopted by like kind of like a vampire king, and she was raised in the world with the vampire, like with the vampires and whatnot. And now that she's older, I forget, I think she's 20 something. I could be wrong. She could be like 18, but I think she's 20 something. She is undergoing this trial with a bunch of other people because I believe like the winner of the trials and whatnot, they get like a wish granted or something like that by the goddess who's like running it and whatnot, which I believe might be Nyaxia. I believe that might be the name of the goddess. I could be wrong. But that's what's currently happening. And then we've met the love interest. His name is Rain. And I'm loving this so much. I am so excited. And if one of my friends read this book and didn't tell me to read this, and they didn't tell me that, listen, I have like, there are a few key words that if I hear, I will immediately be like, add to cart. Vampires is one of them. I love vampires. I love vampire stories. I think I told you guys this in a previous video, but I love vampires. So yes, like I am absolutely loving this so much. Oh yeah, and then my bookmark, because I'm a weirdo. I'm using my Felix photo card. It's still in this protective sleeve, so you can't get mad. But yes, Felix is my bookmark, because we've made the joke that he is part fae, and vampires are supposed to be like really attractive as well. And so yes, I have Felix. He is my bookmark. But yes, I'm so excited. I've had great progress. I need to write. That's the one thing I haven't done that I wanted to do. But we'll just, I have a game plan for next week. And next week's vlog is going to be interesting. So I'm going to get this video edited. I'm probably going to play some Genshin with some friends. Color. I've been coloring while listening to audiobooks. That's been a good time. I also need to clean my house. I am just in this mood where I just want to deep clean and declutter like every inch of my house. So that'll probably come into play with next week's vlog. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this up for this video. If you guys liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up if you want. If you don't, that's cool too. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!